Hey guys, Bird Yugioh here, coming at you with another deck profile. This time it's going to be Ritual Beast, more specifically Windwitch Ritual Beast. Just a little bit different version of the deck. I have a more like control version on my channel already, but I'll be updating this deck too because, again, come Master Rule 5, it'll be easier to go into your fusion summons and your synchros with this deck. So if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and do that. I got some awesome content coming up. I've mentioned in my last video, but my schedule, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday are when I'll be trying to post videos for you guys. So starting off with our best Ritual Beast Tamer, which is Tamer Elder. After you normal summon this card, you can normal summon another Ritual Beast monster during your main phase. And then you can only special summon basically all of them once per turn. Otherwise they would be super broken. But yeah, he's your best starter. You want to see him in all of your opening hands. Another really good of the Tamers is Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda. So she is treated as a Ritual Beast and a Tamer. So whereas all the rest of the Tamers can only be Tamers, and then all the Spiritual Beasts are only Spiritual Beast. She's actually both, so that's really good. And also, if this is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Ritual Beast monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So normally, obviously, you're going to be wanting to special summon one of these guys. Usually it's going to be Yugioh, but it could be any of these. So that one's pretty good. Next one I really do like is Ritual Beast Tamer Wen. So she is going to be, when she's normal summoned, you can target one of your banished Ritual Beast monsters and special summon it. So it then restricts you from then special summoning that one back, but it gets your plays going at least, gets you something. So she is really good. I find it's easier to get stuff banished with this deck than it is to have it in the graveyard, but I still do play two that summon from the grave. Tamer Lara, if she's normal summoned, you just target one Ritual Beast in your graveyard and special summon it. And same thing with Zephyr and Pilica. If it's normal or pendulum summon, but you're not going to pendulum summon, you just target one Ritual Beast in your graveyard and special summon it. So they're the same thing. This one's just nicer because it's got higher attack, but otherwise there's really no difference between Lara and Zephyr and Pilica. Otherwise, also, the difference is, I guess, obviously when this is sent to the grave, it'll be going to your extra deck, so that kind of sucks, but that is it for the Tamers. Now the Spiritual Beasts, the other half of the deck. Canahawk, he's going to be by far your best one. If you open up him and Elder, that's like your bread and butter combo. That's what you want to do most games, if you can, obviously. This one, just once per turn, you're going to banish one Ritual Beast card from your deck, face up, and then during your second standby phase, you're going to add it to your hand. So Gold Sarcophagus basically is what he is. Really nice. And then the next best starter, if you don't open up Canahawk and Elder, is going to be Elder and Rampengu. Once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck, and then send one Ritual Beast monster with the same type from your deck to the graveyard. So it loads up your banish zone and your graveyard. So this one's really nice as well. And then just one Apelio. It's nice because once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast from your graveyard, and then all Ritual Beast monsters you control gain 500 attack. So this is kind of used for just getting cards that are in your graveyard, obviously, to the banish zone. Sometimes that's useful. And then the last Spiritual Beast is just Petalfin. If you can, if you need to use it, it's nice, but most of the time I find it's just another name. It's just an Aqua type Spiritual Beast. But once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast card from your hand, and you target one card your opponent controls and return to the hand. So again, it comes up sometimes, but not usually. So that is all of the Ritual Beast monsters, and they are also all wind type, which will come up in this deck profile a little later, you'll see. And then for the Windwitch engine that we play, 3 ice spell. If you control no monsters, you just special summon her, and then you can special summon another Windwitch from your deck, but it cannot be tributed, and you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except level 5 or higher wind monsters. So that restricts you to then using these guys, or your synchros, which is the gist of what you're going to be doing anyway. So it's really not a restriction. It's just kind of a, you know, basically you're just not going to be able to go into your links, or Ulti Guy Paleo, or your one Lightning Chidori. But otherwise, it really doesn't restrict you that much. It just gets you a free glass spell. Usually, is the monster you're going to want to be special summoning. Because when this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Windwitch monster from your deck. And then also you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of their turn, except wind monsters. So again, that same restriction, but it doesn't really affect us very much with this deck. And then Snowbell is usually the one you're going to be searching off of Glassbell. Because if you control 2 or more wind monsters and no non-wind, you can special summon this from your hand. And then a wind synchro that was summoned using this card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So that card is very, very nice. And then the last 3 monsters we play are 3 Droll and Lockbird. It's another wind again, so every monster is wind in our main deck. And it's also just very, very good, this format. Everything wants to search, especially spirals. They're going to be doing so much searching, it's crazy. So yeah, that's the monster cards. Let's go into the spells. We don't play too many, but Ritual Beast Bond is a nice one. You just banish 2 Ritual Beast monsters you control and special summon 1 Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So it's a quick play. So it's nice to sometimes OTK or just get something on board if you can. 1 Ritual Beast Return. You just banish 1 Ritual Beast from your hand. Then target one of your ritual beast monsters that's banished, or in your graveyard, and special summon it. So it can sometimes help, get some good boards going if you don't have anything. We only play them at 1 because they're searchable, basically off of Canahawk. So you only need 1. They're not completely necessary, but they're nice to have. 1 emergency teleport. It special summons 1 level 3 or lower psychic type monster. Which isn't always as good as it sounds, because you're going to be special summoning one of your tamers, basically, but then you won't be able to special summon them again by like tagging out with your Ritual Beast fusion monsters. So that kind of sucks, but it does at least, again, get you something if you open up pretty bad. 1 gold shark, this, and a Wen, becomes a pretty nice combo. So Gold Sark is nice. Pot of Avarice. Since you're going to be adjusting, your banish zone in your graveyard quite a bit, you will probably at one point be able to have pretty easily 5 monsters in your graveyard. So this then becomes draw 2. So it's really nice. And the final spell is just 1 Upstart Goblin. There's really not much draw power with this deck. They're searching, but Upstart's just a nice generic one. And then for the traps, play 3 Steeds. It's by far the best one. If you control a Ritual Beast monster, you destroy monsters on the field up to the number of Ritual Beast monsters you currently control. So it doesn't target. It's really nice. You can, activate this, and then, on your opponent's turn, chain this to then special summon 2 of your banished ones, so you have 2 more instead of just the 1. So it could potentially, disrupt your opponent quite a bit. It's an amazing card. And then 2 Ambush. I really like this one. Not quite at 3, but it is still really nice because you just target one of your Ritual Beast Tamers and 1 Spiritual Beast monster that is banished and or in your graveyard, so you can do 1 from each, and special summon them in defense position. And then you can't special summon monsters except Ritual Beast monsters for the rest of the turn. So that'll restrict you from going into like synchros and stuff. And then the final card is 3 Goes and Match. That's what kind of makes this deck more control. I mean, the traps in general are very control, but this really helps because you're really going to be only going into wind type. So it goes in match, doesn't do anything to you, but it's hopefully going to be hurting your opponent. So that's the main deck. The extra deck, I've been showing a little bit, but the best monster you have is Ritual Beast Ulti Canahawk. Basically, you just special summon him by taking two, so one Ritual Beast monster and one Spiritual Beast, and banishing them to then special summon him. And then he is one of the best ones because once per turn, you can target two of your banished Ritual Beast monsters, return them to the graveyard, and if you do, you add one Ritual Beast card from your deck to your hand. So you're searching out any Ritual Beast spell, trap, monster, whatever you want. And then all of the ulti Ritual Beasts, they have the effect of during either player's turn, you can add, you can return him to the extra deck, and then target two of your banished monsters and special summon them. So it's kind of like a tag out. If your opponent's like trying to target this with an effect, you can, in theory, put him back to the extra deck and then special summon back. So really, really nice. Perfect card. One day this will be at 3, so I can't wait for that day. 2 Ulti Apelio. He's going to be your big kind of like attacker. He's got 2600 attack. The same way you special summon him just by banishing 2 a Ritual Beast Tamer and Spiritual Beast. And then his specific effect, if this card attacks, it is unaffected by other cards' effects until the end of the damage step. So he's a really nice one. And then the other one you're going to be going into is Ulti Petalfin. This one cannot be destroyed by card effects. So that one is really nice for just kind of sitting on something. It's kind of your more defensive card. So that one's really nice. And then I play 2 Ulti Gaia Pelio. One basically is for sending off of Spiritual Beast Rampengu to then banish a Psychic. Send a Psychic to the graveyard. But then the other effect, you can use for Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda. Or another way is Ritual Beast Bond. You're going to be banishing 2 Ritual Beast monsters, and then you can summon him out. So, and then we play the two of the links. Ritual Beast Ulti Kemen Falcos just requires 2 Ritual Beast monsters. Ritual Beast monsters card points 2, gains 600 attack and defense, and you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your graveyard. And immediately after that effect resolves, you can normal summon 1 Ritual Beast from your hand. So it gains you another normal summon. And this one, again, also tags out as well. You can just return this to the extra deck, target 2 of your banished monsters, Ritual Beast Tamer, and 1 Spiritual Beast monster, and special summon them. So these all pretty much tag out, except for Ulti Gaia Pelio. But that one's really nice to have. And then the last link, just a Great Fly, just in case you need it. Obviously, most of the time you're going to be going into Kemen Falcos, but Great Fly is there because you do play a lot of wind. And we play a Lightning Chidori. All of the Spiritual Beast monsters are level 4. And then you have a Glass Spell, which is level 4, wind. So Chidori's a pretty nice one every now and then to make. And then for the synchros, basically for our Windwitch engine, you got Winterbell, Clearwing Synchro for the 7s that you can make. And then for the 8s, we got Stardust Dragon, but the main one you're going to be making is Clearwing Synchro. He's really nice to end on because basically if you're making him, you're going to be using a Snowbell, so he will not cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. And then also he's going to be negating and destroying a monster effect that activates on the board. So really, really nice. This is just a super fun, kind of different version of the deck. I don't know what I prefer. I do like the more control version, minus the Wind Witches and more traps. But, this one is really fun as well. So give it a try, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.